Hello and welcome to Casual Leaves, and this is a syngonium special. So today I am going to be chopping up my variegated syngonium or my albo syngonium, and because we are talking syngoniums, I do have my other two syngoniums to show for references of sizing. So here is my syngonium pixie, and here is my syngonium strawberry milk. And I will quickly show you a close-up of these two before we move ahead to this guy. So when I got my variegated syngonium, which was this one, it was actually the size of these guys here, and over the last 4 to 5 months it has totally sped up so much. I've actually measured it and it's about 4 feet tall now, and it's got great height. It has already extended the moss ball by twice its size, and we had done this extension a few weeks back. I have a video on that. The reason why I want to chop it up is because I want to have a bushier plant. I want to protect this plant further because it has no more length of the moss pole, and it's not really stable if I extend it furthermore upwards. And it is prone to spider mites a lot. No matter how much I treat it, they keep coming back. So I think it's going to be easier for me to manage it if I chop it up and have multiple plants, and I can better monitor the spider mite situation and treat it for it. And also it's root bound. You can actually see the roots inside here. It's in a self-watering pot, and the roots have all come out, and this is now getting droopy. So a lot of reasons for me to try and fix the situation, and which is why I'm gonna chop it all up. So I'm going to prepare what we're going to be doing next, and let's start with it. So here is a good close-up look of the plant, and it's pretty tall now. And this is the latest leaf on top, which has got a slightly yellowish variegation compared to the other ones, which have a slightly whiter variegation. And I love the splashes, love the patterns. Every leaf, if you see, is unique. Each and every leaf is just so wonderful. It's just so mesmerizing, honestly, to see the patterns on these leaves. So I've moved in a bit closer here so I can show this to you better. Now there are a couple of ways I can go about it, and I'm just going to show you the entire length of the stem here. This is the base stem, and this is where it had caught root rot long back. So this is one of the older leaves which I'm going to chop off today. It's on its way out, and then which means I have this fresh healthy stem as a starting point. Now there are a lot of nodes. Let me actually show you in a better way. So what I'm planning is I'm going to keep the main stem as the mother plant, which can remain in the same pot, and then as we go upwards along, I'm going to choose sections which have some roots and then water propagate them. So I'm planning to actually cut off about 3 different sections and have totally 4 plants out of it. Before I chop it off, let's just admire the height of this guy. Like, it's so huge. It is so huge. And I wanted to chop this off before also, but I just didn't really have the courage, if I have to say so. But I'm ready now because that's what's going to be good for it. Alright, so again, admiring the height. So okay, I'm just gonna start chopping it off, and because before that I don't think I'm gonna remove it from the pot, so I'm just gonna chop the sections and then we can get to the bottom of the plant. That's plant number 1. And now the major challenge starts, because the rest of the roots have all gone into the moss bowl really deeply. One can be here. So this one is just, oops, yeah, there you go. This entire length was in the moss bowl. That's gonna be plant number 2. And I think I may just have more cuttings out of this. And this will be plant number 3. And lastly will be the plant number 4, which will be this one. And I will also chop off this old leaf. This is out. This one's going to the bin. And this one will be plant number 4. And this is the original plant now. Okay, so I've just decided to move the table because there's better light this way. So here is the final result. This is my main pot, which has the mother plant with 3 leaves on it, and the length of the moss bowl is now suited to it. And I'm gonna just use this earlier rope and give it support here, like so. So this one's all set. This one is good to go. And now for the cuttings, I have 1, 2, 3, and 4. So these are the cuttings we are going to have. And I will be putting them in water for better root growth. Well, they have roots, but I do want to have enough roots, but definitely not ready to go into soil yet. So I'm just gonna water propagate these first. Just gonna chop off these excess stems. So these are all the cuttings that I took today. These are 4 different parts of the stem of the plant here, and we can very well imagine once these take root and I put them back into the same pot, it's going to be such a bushier and a beautiful plant. So that's it for today's video. This was your sign to chop off your plant if it needs that, and if you've been hesitating or putting it off, I really recommend you do it now. And we are going to know that from the results very soon. I will be updating the progress on this plant, the chop and prop of the variegated syngonium, and hopefully that will be very soon, and we'll see that in the next part of this video sometime soon. Until then, thank you so much for joining me, and I'll see you next time. Bye.